Welcome everybody. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. I'm Kate Fanifer and I'm the SEO Product Manager at Vodien. For over a decade, we've been providing online solutions to SMBs and organisations around Australia, Singapore and the rest of the world. And since SEO remains to be one of the most important pillars of digital marketing, we want to highlight an important topic that is shaking up the online world right now: Google Core Web Vitals. Let's get started. Now, I'm going to do a short recap about how Google works. Millions of searches go through Google every day, and you may have even done a quick search this morning for your nearest coffee shop. With all this information on the web right now, finding exactly what you need is made possible with the Google Search Index. Google uses a series of algorithms to sort out billions of web pages, and in a fraction of a second, it will give you the most relevant, trustworthy, and useful information. To ensure that Google only provides the best sources to their users, Google looks closely at factors like the relevancy to the user's search query, as well as the website's overall user experience. Now, since we're all here to learn about Google's Core Web Vitals, let's zoom in at Factor 2, user experience. How page performance wins users in search engines. Providing good web design and reliable content are two very good ways to meet a user's needs and expectations. But what is a commonly overlooked part of user experience? If you said page performance, then you are right. Users prefer visiting and are more likely to convert on websites that have high quality page experience, and Google knows that. So they officially declared page experience metrics as a major ranking factor. These page metrics, which we now know as Google Core Web Vitals, are part of the Google Page update that will be rolled out mid-June. However, if you've just heard about this now, it's never too late to get started on optimizing your website's page performance. One thing that I have to note is that this ranking factor won't play its full role until the end of August. Here's an official excerpt from the Google blog. As a website owner or digital marketeer, it's never too late to get a better understanding of how these core web vitals work and what you can do to optimize your website today. If you have the chance, I want you to log into Google Search Console. There you'll find the core web vitals listed among the existing page experience signal, like your website's mobile friendliness, if your web page is offering safe browsing, if it has HTTPS, and is free of intrusive interstitial guidelines. You can leverage this report to measure the number of URLs on your website that has good page experience. What are the core website vitals? So, what are the three core website vitals that complete Google's page experience update? These three metrics include largest contentful paint, which determines a page's loading speed, first input delay, the page's interactivity, and finally, cumulative layout shift, or page's visual stability. Now, before you doze off, let's discuss each factor and what it means to your business website. Large Contentful Paint, or LCP. LCP is how long it takes for a web page to load from the visitor's point of view. This means the amount of time for the visitor to see the main contents of the page from the moment they click on the link. Ideally, a page's LCP should not go higher than 2.5 seconds. First input delay, or FID. Once a page's content loads, when can users actually interact with your website? That's when FID comes in. First input delay means the time it takes for visitors to perform interactions on your website, such as clicking on a page in the menu or typing in their email address into one of the web forms. Google considers FID a page speed criteria, as it determines how long it takes for users to do something on your website, which is really what user experience is all about. A good FID score ideally should not be longer than 100 milliseconds. This is a huge deal for login or lead magnet pages, as it's the main purpose of these pages is to get users to actually input their details. Cumulative Layout Shift, or CLS. CLS refers to visual stability. This defines how stable a page's elements are while loading. When visuals and buttons don't appear where they should, visitors need to relearn where they are once they enter that page and once that page loads. Worse, they can click on something by mistake. Ideally, the CLS of a page shouldn't exceed 0.1. Anything greater than that is not only bad for Google, but bad for the user experience as well. How can you measure your website's performance? Now that we know the ideal numbers for Google's page experience, the next question is, how can we measure our website's performance? Of course, you need the basics. Google Search Console, for one, provides field data or data Google gathers from existing users through the Chrome User Experience Report and displays the Core Web Vitals report under the Enhancements section. Other helpful tools provided by Google include Google PageSpeed Insights and Lighthouse, which automatically calculates core vital metrics based on both lab and field data. All of these tools will help you measure and gauge your website's performance. For both tools, all you need to do is enter your website URL and click Analyze, and you will get the following three results. Field data. You may notice a difference in your field data when measuring in Chrome User Experience Report and PageSpeed Insights. That's because the Chrome User Experience Report updates the data monthly, while the PSI report will update the data daily on a 28-day trial period. Lab data. Lab data analyzes a website's performance based on several page experience metrics, including the Core Web Vitals. And finally, opportunities in diagnostics. These audits provide suggestions on how to improve your web pages, plus information on how the page follows web development best practice. Knowing this data will really help you identify parts of your website that you need to work on to stay on top of Google's top search results. So, what is a good score for Google's Core Web Vitals? Google breaks it down into three brackets. 0 to 49 is poor, 5 to 89 needs improvement, and 90 to 100 is good. But before you start panicking about not getting a perfect 100 score, know that even the best websites don't either. Last time we checked, even Google.com keeps the bar at 60 to 70. This means that page speed numbers are direct indicators of the page load time, but it will give you valuable insights when optimizing your website for users and search engines. What slows down a website? Before learning how we can improve our page speed and performance, it's important to first learn about the factors that slow down a website. Some of these include unnecessary third-party scripts. These scripts will slow your website down. To prevent this, do regular audits to identify and find and remove any redundant scripts off your backend. Large file volumes. Page speed insights will alert you of large files that will slow down your LCP. Please remove or optimize these files to speed up your website. Unoptimized files or widgets, all above the fold. Please make sure that you optimize all of these videos and widgets, especially when you're at the topmost part of your page. You can also set your lazy loading, which will only start loading your page as the user starts scrolling down the page. Huge JavaScript files. It's important for visitors to interact with your site while JavaScript is still loading. Please minify the JavaScript files on your page to improve your FID. Bad hosting. Inadequate resources or poor server performance will result in sluggish websites, no matter what measures you take to speed up the website. So, make sure to speed up and get a hosting plan that's going to meet your business's specific needs. Your web hosting stores your website and all of its files and serves it to visitors accessing it on the web. This is why it's crucial for web hosting providers to have fast and safe, stable servers to keep your website online 24/7. There are lots of web hosting plans out there, but for website owners that want speed and stability, we recommend Vodien Business Hosting. It uses solid state drives to store your website across a multiple of server networks, ensuring 300% faster page load speed. And if you want to keep up with Google's core Web Vitals update, you'll need to make sure your website is as fast as possible. Start optimizing your website speed today. Visit the Vodien website to know more about the right web hosting plan for your business. Why improve your core Web Vitals score? With all the misinformation about Google's core Web Vitals out there, we wanted to put out the facts and deliver it as simply as possible. So what's next, you may ask? Well, website owners are already prepping their web pages for the page experience updates. And in fact, Google reports that there's already a significant increase of users engaging with page speed insights and other Google tools. So the last thing you want is to fall behind your competitors. Besides, those that overlook page experience will definitely see a dip in rankings, traffic, and engagement. The last thing you want to see on your next SEO audit is an alarmingly high bounce rate and a decrease of total time spent on site, and so on. To add, there have been hints that a Google page experience badge is likely to experience on the search results. The rumor mill has gone around the search engine author J.R. Oakes, who is suggesting that Google might have something prepared in this area. While Google has yet to confirm, it's always better to be prepared. Now, I want to highlight that while improving your core Web Vitals score won't propel your website to the first spot on Google, it's always a good idea to improve user experience. Apart from it being a major ranking factor on Google, a good user experience can easily drive conversions and boost the priority. Here are some interesting stats to think about. Online users abandon websites that take more than 3 seconds to load. So there's a high chance that you'll lose those customers to competitors. And worse, you'll lose that one shot to convert them into a lead. Speaking of leads, remember when we said that user experience plays a part in conversions? Well, according to a 2019 study by Portent, conversions actually drop by an average of 4.2% for every second it takes for a website to load. That spells bad news for anyone leveraging on their website as a main conversion channel. Delivering a crummy website is not going to satisfy existing or potential customers. So don't lose the attention that you've worked so hard to gain. Take the reins and make the most out of your online presence. Start optimizing your website's page experience today. The results are definitely worth it. Next steps and how we can help. Now, the future of core web vitals might not be set in stone, but you can bet that Google will likely do more and test in the next few years. That said, I cannot stress enough the importance of SEO. More than just targeting keywords, SEO is also about optimizing that overall user experience of a website. Fortunately, running your first SEO campaign is made achievable thanks to tools like Simple SEO. With features like Health Check, you get to see exactly how your website is performing and generate an SEO action plan to fix all existing website issues, including, yes, factors that are affecting your page speed and performance. Other great tip is to consider outsourcing your SEO efforts. Not everyone has the time to optimize their website, and this is why most businesses outsource the work to professionals. We have a dedicated team of SEO experts ready to do just that with our managed SEO service. Probably the biggest advantage is that you will always be sure that our team stays on top of the latest search engine algorithms, including page experience, of course. We already have a series of strategies, action plans, and experts ready to help improve your website rankings. So you can focus on running your business and we'll handle the rest. Get in touch with us to find out more about managed SEO at Vodien. We want to thank everyone for joining us today on this exciting talk. We hope that this information helps you optimize your website's page performance. Now, always remember, you're not striving to be the fastest website on the entire online sphere, but rather you're aiming towards the goal of providing better user experience for your customers and always staying one step ahead of your competition. Thank you again for attending the session, and I wish you all a great day.